Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be making this headphone holder using our Cricut. Now if you don't have a Cricut, that's all right. I've got the PDF linked in the description below the video, but if you have a Cricut, I've got the cut file linked right below this video in the description. All you'll have to do is click on it and it should open right up in Design Space. If you have Cricut access, this will be totally free. This is a really easy project. It's going to make great stocking stuffers. We seem to be on that theme, and these quick little projects are the way to go. So without further ado, let's jump into the tutorial, and you guys won't believe how easy this one is. Okay, I'm using my Cricut Explorer. You can use the Cricut Explorer or the Cricut Maker, and I'm using Cricut Faux leather. I'll have both of those linked in the description below the video. So I've placed the leather on the green mat. Now Cricut recommends that you put it pretty side down. I prefer to put it pretty side up. You use the fine point blade to cut faux leather. So once you open the Cricut Design Space file, or if you're cutting this out by hand via the PDF, you're going to end up with two pieces. The piece that is cut out in faux leather, which is the base of the entire project. And then you're also going to have a small square of cardstock. Now I'm just using some cardstock I had in my stash. I would say it's probably a 60 or 80 pound cardstock. If you want your holder to be a little stiffer, then you can double up and cut two squares and stack them on top of each other, but I'm just going to use one. Now, once we have everything cut out, this is what you're going to have. You'll have a square of cardstock, your base piece, and you want to use an awl or your weeding tool and just make sure those holes that the Design Space file cut for you are punched out all the way. So you should have a little hole right in the top of both of those. The next thing we're going to do is turn the leather so that the pretty side is down and fold it in half so that you're folding wrong sides facing each other. And on the file, you'll see there's a little divot right here in the middle. That is the center, and that's where you want to fold. So you're just going to fold it in half and everything should line up. And I kind of like to just rub that crease a little bit just to get the leather to do what I want it to do. And then I'm going to open it up and just use plain old Elmer's school glue. Now you don't have to do this, but it will make it easier. And we're just going to run that just a little bit right down the center. I'm trying to keep it off the edges because we will be sewing around the edges. So I've just ran it up the center and right in the middle. We don't want it in the outer edges. So now we're going to take our piece of cardstock and just place that right in the center. And then fold it closed. And that cardstock is just making this a little bit stiffer so that it can hold the headphones once you wrap it around. So you want to make sure that the stem of the project right here, that those holes are lining up. I like to kind of line it up, make sure it's in place, and then stick the awl or your weeding tool, whatever you're using. Just make sure that that hole goes all the way through. And mine is kind of slid around a little bit, so I'm just making sure it's straightened up, just like that. Once you have that in place, you want to take it over to the sewing machine and you're going to stitch all the way around the edge. So you're going to start all the way around the outside, up the stem, over, down, and back where you started. So go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you back here. So once you have it all stitched up, it should be looking something like this. You can see I stitched all the way around and back where I started. All right, we're almost done. Can you believe that? I told you this was easy. Now we're going to use our cam snap tool. I do have this linked in the description below the video, and I've used this in several videos, but it consists of two tack pieces, a male and a female end. And you're just going to take one of your tack pieces and you're going to put it through the back of the stem so that the tack is sticking out. So it looks just like this. And then you're going to take either the male or the female end and put it on like this. This is the male end. And then you're going to take your tool, and it's got this black side that matches the disc of the tack. You're going to put that against the tack and squeeze. And now we have the first part of our snap in place. So now you want to fold it down, and I like to leave a little bit of a gap. You want to have room for that cord to wind around. So I'm lining it up just slightly away from the very edge of the bottom, and I'm pushing on it. And when you do that, I don't know if you can see this or not, but it makes a little indent in the leather, and that's exactly where the other half of the snap goes. So we're going to use our awl, and we're going to push right through. You're probably pushing through that cardstock and 2 pieces of leather, so you just need to work it a little bit. It's not hard. And create a hole. Now we have the back of the snap there. We're going to put the back of the tack in that hole that we just made, so our 2 backs are on the same side. The tack is sticking up. We're going to take the female part of the snap, and again, we're going to put that black side of the tool against the back side of the snap and squeeze. And that's it. You just made your headphone holder. I told you this one was easy. So these are going to be really great for stocking stuffers or just little gifts, little thank you gifts, just something fun to create and keep your headphones from getting all tangled up in your purse or in your backpack or when you're traveling. I hate when I go to use my headphones and I have to untangle the cord. So I think this is a really useful project and a really practical gift and something to do with that Cricut faux leather that you have in your stash. If you have the Cricut maker, you could use real leather and that would be really awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to click that bell notification so that you're notified every time there's a new video. And as always, I have all the products linked in the video description below this video. Thanks so much for watching. Never stop making. See you guys.